Hello, this is Monty Parent with Outdoor Fathers. I want to bring you a video that will instruct you on how to film your own hunts. This is a tactic that I've used for years. The way it came about was years ago. I had a patent on an archery product, and I wanted to make a videotape to promote it as part of the marketing process. My original plan or strategy was to videotape my friends hunting and then have them turn around and do the same with me. And what I discovered was since it was my project, I was the one that became the student of the camera, and hence I got good footage of them, but they didn't get the kind of footage I wanted of me. So the second year that I tried to attempt this, I said, well, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to give up the hunt. I'm going to run the camera all the time. Well, the first 11 hunts of that season, that was in 1998, I had people within bow range 8 times. One animal's dead and it was too dark to get good footage. I said, well, I'm going to fix that. I'm going to learn how to videotape my hunts by myself. I went to several people that were already making videos, and they told me it can't be done, because here's what I told them I wanted to do. I didn't want to just frame up a spot and have an animal walk into it and then shoot it. I wanted to tighten up. I wanted to see the animal out there as far as possible. I wanted to get tight on that animal. I wanted to follow its every move. I wanted to follow it until I got the opportunity I wanted. Then I wanted to make the shot. And I wanted the transition to be so fluid that you did not know there was only one person there. A lot of people told me I couldn't do it, but I did. And here's how I did it. I did it with a bow like this. First thing I had to do was be in a situation where I could commit totally to the camera. I got a good camera support arm. You can get it. They're all over the place now. When I bought this one, it was kind of expensive, and it also has a bogan level on it, so it was kind of high end. You don't have to go that far. You can do exactly what I'm doing and spend a lot less. I think there's several companies out there that make good support arms, but you need that. Okay. The other thing I need to be able to do is be able to have my weapon ready, but I didn't want my hands on it. Years ago, I happened to be at a deer show, and I picked up this thing called a cheater sling. I had no idea if I was ever going to use it. It just looked like a neat contraption at the time. So when I started doing this, I remembered that I had it, and I pulled it out and put it on my bow. I was concerned about it having an impact on my shot and the accuracy. Well, I got out in the yard and practiced with it and found out that it didn't have an impact on my accuracy. Then I also, when Whisker Biscuit came out, I started using that. That put me in a situation where now I got my hands free, my bow, my weapon is ready, and now I can commit to the camera. Now, I know there's some 3D folks out there saying, oh, that's inaccurate, this is going to have an impact on on your accuracy, that Whisker Biscuit or whatever. I'm telling you, this is a deer killing machine. I've killed numerous deer with this, and I've killed numerous deer and got them on tape. Now, what I do to get the job done is this. As soon as I see the animal, I'm all the way on the camera. I got my release between those last 2 fingers like so, and I get on this camera. I get out there on the animal as tight as I can. I prefer to look through the eyepiece, through the viewfinder, and that way I can sight over the top. And when I see movement, I can get on. In the camera, and when I see movement, I can tighten up on it. I use a manual focus so that I can control the focus, and I stay on that animal until I get the shot. Now you're wondering, well, how do I know where the animal's going to stop? I do some creative things. I use some scents. I use just doe urine. I've used vanilla extract, just anything I can to try to get the animal in a spot where I know it'll stop long enough because it's curious and stop and give me an opportunity to lock the camera down. See, it'll move now. All I do is lock that camera. I'm on the camera. I lock the camera down. I transition to the bow quietly and slowly and smoothly. Draw and shoot. And that's how I get it done. And I've gotten great footage. Now the only thing I'm deficient on is I can't follow the animal after the shot. But I'll give it up just to be able to get everything up to that point. Now we're going to switch over and show you how to do it with a long gun. Hello, this is Monty Parent with Outdoor Fathers, continuing our instructional on how to videotape your own hunts. And we're not just going to videotape our hunts. We're not going to just frame up the animal and just get footage. We're going to get good footage that's in frame, in focus. We're going to follow the animal from as far out there as we can see them. And when the animal comes, this is my setup with a gun. I use a long sling that I drape over myself like this. It's there, ready. But when the animal comes, I'm not a hunter. I'm a cameraman. So I commit to the camera. And I'm doing my best job to get good footage, to stay in frame, in focus, keep the animal in the middle. Zoom out when I need to if there's an obstruction in the way so I can see if it comes out on either side. I just use some good videotaping techniques, and then when I get the opportunity when the animal gets in a spot where I feel comfortable taking a shot, then I lock the camera down just like so. I just lock it in place, lift the weapon, and take the shot. and that's worked fabulously for me. Actually, I did it for a couple years before I got it done with the bow, and it's actually become pretty easy. But what I feel like makes the difference here is that I'm actually committing myself to one thing, then completely transitioning over, and I'm not in a situation where I can bump that camera, and getting on the weapon and becoming a hunter. If you do it that way, you'll get footage you're proud of. This is Monty Perrin with Outdoor Fathers. Get outdoors.